What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today, guys, we're going to be going through 10 signs you are called to be an entrepreneur. And guys, I got a new tripod thing, so I don't have to squat down in this video like in the last one. So glad I got a new one. It was long overdue, actually. I used to just hold my phone with like a really tiny tripod, which I still have, but that's more easier to carry with me when I'm on the go, like when I'm traveling, like when I'm working my two jobs, and when I'm recording like my TikToks and stuff, which I do like Bible verses of the day and stuff on TikTok. Um, but in this video, guys, we're going through 10 signs you are called to be an entrepreneur. Let's get on into it. For number one, guys, and I did write notes, so I have my notes over here, guys. So yeah, I did have to think this one through. Number one is going to shock a lot of people, but it really shouldn't shock a lot of people. You love working, guys. If you're called to be an entrepreneur, you love work, because being an entrepreneur, it takes work. And this is something that not a lot of people talk about when starting a business or even like being an entrepreneur, is how much work it actually does take. Let me tell you guys, you're gonna want to be working like 12 to 16 hour shifts before you become an entrepreneur to see if you actually have what it takes. You're gonna be going to bed at like 11 p.m., waking up at like 4 a.m. Like, I kid you not, you're gonna be running on like 4, 5, 6 hours of sleep only. If you love sleeping and you love committing time to doing other stuff like hobbies, playing video games all the time, watching TV, maybe you have even a family. It might not be for you, to be honest. This might not be for you. Like, let's be real. I'm writing down 12 to 16 hours, guys. The hours got cut off, so that says hours over there. But yeah, you love working, and you think about work all the time. Like, I kid you not, like, entrepreneurs are always thinking about work, and you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel the okay. Sorry, guys, I didn't realize people were actually awake at 5 in the morning. So I guess my neighbors are awake at 5 in the morning. But yeah, you're gonna be thinking about work all the time, guys. You're gonna want to be working 12, 16 hour days. I definitely recommend working two jobs to see if you actually have what it takes to commit to actually being that obsessed with work. Um, and always remember, guys, entrepreneurs usually don't have a lot of stuff going on in their life. They literally live to work. Like, they don't work to live, they live to work. Like, it's like a mindset. It really is. Number two, guys. This one is going to stand out to a lot of people nowadays. I want to make sure I word it correctly. All right. Working normal jobs feels weird to you. Let's talk about this. When you're called to be an entrepreneur, guys, you ain't gonna be able to just work a normal 9 to 5 job like most of the people in America and feel like you're doing your purpose. You're not gonna feel like fulfilled working a regular 9 to 5 job. And you might want to even work two jobs, but even working two jobs isn't gonna feel like you're living your purpose. Like, deep down inside, you know you're called for something more, and it feels weird. Like, the whole system of 9 to 5s, waking up, commuting, going to work, and then getting told when you're allowed to go on break. Some of these jobs you even have to ask to use the bathroom. Like, that just feels weird to me. Like, not being in control of when you get to go eat, when you get to go rest, when you get to use the bathroom even, because they might say no. I've never been told no, but I've never seen anybody be told no, but the fact that you have to ask to use the bathroom, that's just really weird to me. I don't like that. And even like the people you are around, like you'll feel the energy between you and them. Maybe they're okay with just working 9 to 5s all the time, and like even if you love work, like you might be number one, you love work, but like working these 9 to 5s, you feel like, man, this is just too weird. Like, why do I feel like I don't belong? Like, you're never gonna feel like you belong at a 9 to 5 job. You're always gonna feel left out. You're gonna feel like something's missing. Maybe it's because you're called to be an entrepreneur, to be honest. Number three, guys. Number three. Number three, guys, you are optimistic. Being an entrepreneur, guys, is tough work, but you need to have a positive outlook on life. If you are a negative person, that's a bad sign that being an entrepreneur might not be for you. You're going to be experiencing challenges, and I'm talking challenges that you can't even imagine. Some of these people have to go sleepless nights. Some of them run on low energy. Some of these people, they have families that they don't get to see. And that's another thing, like, you're going to be alone most of the time. There might be days when you sleep at the office even, especially when you're first starting off. And, you're going to have that mentality of, I can persevere. And I don't want to spoil any more that I have down here, but you're going to need to have a positive outlook on the challenges and understanding that, hey, I can overcome this task. I can overcome this challenge. If you're not optimistic, if you're not positive, even through the tough times, this walk is maybe not the walk for you. Maybe you're called to be more like just someone that does like maybe an office job from home or something, because maybe you feel number two, but you don't feel number one, or you don't feel number three. Like, there's people that feel weird working 9 to 5s, like normal 9 to 5 jobs, but they don't like working, or they're not optimistic, and they don't want to be entrepreneurs. They just want to have more more freedom to do what they want. So maybe you're called to do something different, guys. Maybe you're called to maybe be like a content creator or working from home. And this video is not on that. Maybe you're called to do one of those things. Being an entrepreneur is where you start your own company. It takes a lot of work to do that. People think entrepreneurs are like content creators and stuff. No, that's a whole different thing. Entrepreneurs are people that start their own business from the ground up. Don't be confused by the new age stuff that is like, yes, content creation is kind of like owning a business, but also it's like you're working for Instagram, you're working for YouTube. It's not like you're starting something from the ground up. When you're starting something from the ground up, you're taking an idea and you're creating something by yourself. You're in charge of that company. You're not working for a different platform. Like, content creators are working for the platform that they're posting on. That's different. So maybe you're called to do that. Maybe you're not called to be an entrepreneur if you're not optimistic about overcoming these challenges. Number four, guys. And this is a big one too. You're going to have to be creative if you want to be an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur, you're going to have to be really creative, especially if you're trying to start a business that maybe has a lot of competition already. Let's say you're trying to start a restaurant. You're going to have to be very creative. There's lots of restaurants out there. There's fast food places out there. We got McDonald's, we got White Castle, we got Chick-fil-A, we got Culver's, we got Shake Shack, we got, trying to think of like the big chain ones, Burger King. We have a bunch of restaurants. What makes you stand out? You're going to have to be creative. Are you creative with the advertising? Are you creative with marketing? Are you creative with the way you make the food look on the plate? Are you creative with maybe you have a secret recipe and stuff. But yeah, you gotta be creative to overcome these competitions, even. But also, just the mindset. Like, how do you create a business? You can't just ask someone else for a blueprint. You have to create it yourself. So you have to be very creative when becoming an entrepreneur, and especially when some of these problems come up. Like, you gotta figure out how to solve them. And sometimes that takes creativity because you might not experience these problems before. Number 5, guys. We're halfway done. You are self motivated, guys. This is a big one. Um, for those of us who think we're called to do something bigger in life, we need to have self motivation because the only way you're going to reach your goals is to motivate yourself. You're not going to find external motivation on those days when you're working 12 to 16 hours and you feel like giving up. You're not going to you're not gonna find motivation on those days. You're gonna have to find it from within. You're gonna have to find it from, maybe you tell yourself what your goals are. Maybe you remind yourself the reason why you're doing it. And this is not a season. Working 2 jobs could be a season. If you're working 2 jobs right now, 12, 16-hour shifts, that might just be a season. But if you're um, starting a business, you're probably going to be doing it for a while. Now, obviously, maybe you sell your business one day, but most of the time when entrepreneurs first start off, they at least want to be running it for at least 5 years before they sell it. That's a little longer than a season. Seasons are usually like maybe like a year or two, in my opinion, maybe even less. Like I call this thing, I call it seasonal dating because people usually only date for like a year or two now, and then they break up and then they're with other people. I call that seasonal dating. So a season's usually a year or two in my book. But a season could also be the span of an actual season. It could just be a few months. Like literally, like being an entrepreneur is not a season, guys. It's a lifestyle. So you need to have that self-driven motivation all year round. Now, obviously, you're gonna experience seasons when you're not as motivated as before, but you're still gonna be pretty motivated when it comes to getting your stuff done because you know that your life depends on you now. Number 6, guys, this is another big one. Constantly learning. Entrepreneurs have that mindset, guys, of we have to keep growing. We have to keep knowing more. And you're constantly learning. And the thing is, when you own your own business or when you do take that step to trying to work for yourself, it's on you to stay updated on what's going on in the market around you. The world is constantly evolving. We must be constantly evolving with it. Otherwise, you're going to fall behind and you're not going to be able to keep up with your competition because they're doing the same thing. They're constantly learning. If you're trying to stay the same, if you're working with that, let's see, it's 2025 right now. If you're still living like it's 1990 and you're doing things the way things were done back then, you're behind. You're really far behind. And, in 2045, if you're still operating as if it's 2025, you ain't gonna be relevant. I can tell you that right now. The way technology and stuff is going, you're not gonna be relevant if you ain't constantly learning about your marketplace. So yes, you want to have that constantly learning mindset. You want to be constantly growing, and you want to be trying to be the first one to be doing the newer stuff. Because if you're the first one doing it, that makes your competition behind. You want to be ahead of your competitors and get the most amount of, whether it be sales, whether it be clients, whatever business you're in, you want them coming to you. How do you do that? You want to be first in line. You want to be the first ones to be upgrading your business and showing people that you're serious about being the best. Like, that's what it's all about. Number 7, guys. Number 7, you want control of your future. So working 9 to 5s, let's talk about vacation time and stuff. Some of these jobs, they're more lenient and they give you more time to use throughout the year, as opposed to other jobs, which make you earn every single second of PTO that you get. Just depends on the company. But you want control of your future. Like in my opinion, guys, I don't like the fact that I have to request days off when I don't want to go to work. I work a lot. Now, obviously, none of my jobs have ever told me no, but I know some people who have been denied time off, and I can't even imagine what that feels like. And quite frankly, I never want that to be me. I want control of my future, and that's one of the signs that you are called to be an entrepreneur. And this is just one example, guys, of you wanting control of your future. Like, I also want to choose my hours when I get to work. If there's one day when I don't want to go to work at 6 a.m., I want to start at 8, I can do that. If there's one day when I feel like I don't want to work in the morning at all, I'd rather just work in the evening, I want to do that. But I don't want to be working a job that tells you, okay, this day you got to work this hour. This day you got to work this hour. Like, no, I want to be able to decide for myself. You know what? I'm kind of sick of working nights. Let me go back to mornings and not have to change jobs or change shifts and stuff at my jobs. Like, yeah, that's just my opinion. I want control of my entire future. And also, I want control of, like, hey, this day I have, this day I'm just going to take off because I can. That kind of mindset. Like, you want control of your future when you are called to be an entrepreneur. Number 8, guys, this one is big too. This is another big sign. If you're not this one, then you might not be called to be an entrepreneur. Number 8, guys, you're a risk taker. Entrepreneurs are always taking risks. And we might have heard the saying, high risk, high reward, low risk, low reward. It's true. In the real world, this is so true, guys. You need to be taking high risks. And that's what this mindset's all about. Do you take risk right now? And when I say risk, I don't mean like dangerous, dangerous risks that risk your life. No, don't ever do something like that. That's a stupid risk. You need to be thinking safe as well. When I mean like high risk, high reward, I mean doing stuff no one has done. Investing, maybe you're the first person that's ever invested in stocks or crypto in your family. Maybe you're the first person to travel out of the country in your family. You're gonna be a risk taker, and people around you are not gonna understand like why you're doing what you're doing. But high risk, high reward, guys. You're always gonna be doing safe risks, though. You're not gonna be doing like 100 miles per hour on the highway. That's not even a risk. That's just dangerous driving, guys. Like risk taking. You're gonna be doing, you know, like a safe risk could be actually going out and opening up your own business, even though everyone in your family is gonna be saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. You're risking everything. You could lose it all." That's a good risk to take. Like that's a good risk to take, in my opinion. But yeah, you're a risk taker, but you're gonna be taking safe risks. Number 9, guys, and we kind of were like talking about it um, a few seconds ago. You take action. You take action. So you say you're gonna do something, you go and do it. If you say you're gonna go to this place, you're gonna go to that place. If you say you're going to accomplish this task, you accomplish the task. And honestly, you guys are always gonna be taking action to reach your goals. And we're not talkers. We don't just talk about it. We actually go and do it. There's so many people that are always saying that they want to do stuff, but they never actually go and do it. they say they want to travel here, they want to do this, they want to do that. It could even be something as simple as I want to read a book or I want to clean my room, and they never do it. And then years down the line, they say the same thing, and it's just like it's been years now. When are you actually gonna take action? And these people never take action. They never do. So, yeah, we're different though. We actually say we're gonna do something, and then we go and we do it. So yeah, taking action is a very big one if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, because no one's gonna start the business for you. No one's gonna start the, you know, no one's gonna start your, I'm trying to think of an example. No one's gonna start the restaurant for you. Your brother ain't gonna go build a restaurant and open it up for you. Your dad and mom, they're not gonna hold your hand and give you money to start a business and tell you, hey, we just bought you spatulas and stuff for your restaurant. And it's never gonna happen. By the way, guys, I'm not trying to start a restaurant. I'm just using that as an example. Number 10, guys, this is the biggest one. Like, no joke, I saved the best for last. Number 10, guys, you never give up. Let me tell you something about entrepreneurs. Let me tell you something about the books I've read on these people who have made it. It always comes down to the same thing. If you don't have any of these, you might not be called. But if you don't have this one at all, you're probably not called at all. Like I'm telling you right now, you might not be constantly learning right now or self-motivated, but you can still be called to be an entrepreneur. These are skills that you can learn. This one over here, I don't think you can actually physically learn this one. This has to be a mindset that is engraved in you from birth, I feel like. You never give up. You never give up, guys. And this is something I feel like that just cannot be taught, because if you gave up in the past on stuff and you easily give up on stuff, you're probably going to do the same thing here. I'm trying to be real with you guys, because I don't want you wasting your time, and I don't want you guys being like, oh, I wasted 4 years of my life and now I'm just going to give it up. These entrepreneurs, guys, they never give up. You're going to experience failures. You're going to experience setbacks. You're going to experience, I'm trying to think of words here. You're going to experience betrayals. You're going to experience lots of obstacles, challenges that you can't even imagine. You need to have that never give up attitude. You need to have that never give up mindset. All these other ones, like I said, all these other ones aren't as important as this one, because you might love working. You might think working normal jobs is weird. You might be optimistic. You could be creative. You could be self-motivated, constantly learning. You want control of your future, even. You're a risk taker, and you take action. But if you give up, all these other ones are not going to be enough to keep you going. It might keep you going for like a few seasons, but when it comes down to it, you got to have that never give up attitude if you're trying to find success, especially when you hit failures and you lose everything and you're at the point where it's like, this is make or break. Many people, they go back to the safe route and they give up on their dreams and they go back to 9-to-5s because they feel like, well, now I have nothing. But when you have nothing left to lose, that's when you go twice as hard and you put in that never give up attitude, that never give up mindset, and that's usually when you make it too. Like once you lose it all, you're about to be defeated. And I've read so many stories on this, guys, where the people have nothing and they come back, and that's literally how it is. It's like a test. I really do believe it. Like when it looks like they have nothing left, that's when they make it big, and I kid you not. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was 10 signs you're called to be an entrepreneur. Let me know which one you guys like the best. I think number 10 is the best in my opinion, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next video.